Hello, my name is Darcel Woods with Trinity Employment Specialists. I am a travel nurse recruiter doing contract nursing Oklahoma. And in this segment, I would like to talk about interview process. A lot of nurses live in Oklahoma City, different areas here in Oklahoma, and I'm in Tulsa. So I would reach out to you, and what we would do is conduct a phone interview. In the phone interview, I would just look over your resume because the best resume for me to send a profile of your work history to a facility, I would look at dates and time frames. And a lot of nurses do a year here, a year there. But if there are any gaps in your employment, I would just ask questions. What happened here? And I would put that in a date form, just like a format of on your resume, to explain that, okay, Katie had surgery and she was out for 6 months for recouping. We would have to do things like that. And I know I've asked many nurses about this, and for some reason, nurses get upset when you want to know, why do you need to know that? But I want to explain. They want to know why you had that gap in your work history, and we just want to avoid them overlooking your profile because of that gap. So it's important to fill that gap in. And then we would go over your certifications. A lot of nurses now, it's mandated almost every nurse have a BLS. Well, that's a given. You have to have that. But even now with med-cert nurses, they're asking them to have an ACLS. So if you're out there and you're contemplating picking up a travel contract, make sure that you have a BLS or looking up ACLS, look into getting an ACLS, because that's important. Because I think now with med-surg nurses, they put you in what they call the PCU unit. So that helps if you have an ACLS to help with Summit, because that's crossing over into tele. So that helps you in the long run to get out of the med-surg field, because I know a lot of nurses want to leave med-surg and cross over to a different specialty. So that's some of the things that we talk about in the interview. And then I want to hear from you what you want in a travel contract. What is your expectations? What area you would like to go to? Here's some of the stories that you have on a job and why. You have worked with some of the travel nurses and your thoughts on several things. We do that interview. We go over all the details. I hear from you. Then I want to tell you what to expect. Far as paperwork, there is a lot of paperwork when you go to do a travel contract. Because what I do, once we talk and decide, yes, this is something I'm interested in, then I go ahead and send you out an application. You fill out the application. Once I receive that application back, I in turn send you out a skills checklist. Whatever specialty that you're in, be it med-surg, ER, ICU, PACU, labor and delivery, I will send you out that skills checklist. In that skills checklist, you would rate your skills from 0 to 4 on have you done, how strong do you think you are in that specific area. It's very, I ask a nurse to be honest. If you don't know something, do not put a 0, put an NA. Because when you do a 0, it will calculate you as not knowing. Well, you don't know, but a 0 is a number. NA will just avert it. And so when you're said and done, when you've done the whole skills checklist, instead of giving you a 2.5, if you put 0, if you put NA, it will give you maybe a 3 point. So it doesn't calculate NAs like it does a 0. Once I receive that back, then I would discuss with you, say I have a contract at Mercy Hospital in Oklahoma City. It's a 36 hours. We go over the pay package. I make sure that you understand that this is a travel contract. Your hourly rate is going to be low. I try to rate a med-surg nurse 18 to 20. ER nurse 20 to 22, depending on the bill rate. And then I go to the government GSA and find out what the housing rate is. And then we calculate that in. Then we calculate your meals and incidentals for that day. And that's how we build your pay package. And then we go over that in the interview. A lot of nurses, like yourself, I'm sure, is motivated by money. So the more money you could get out of a contract, the better it is for you. At the end of the day, that's what motivates all contractors, be it nurses or any other field. It's all about what money you're going to bring home weekly. Because right now, you're bringing home what a travel nurse make in 2 weeks. You're bringing that home in 2 weeks. A travel nurse can make that in 36 hours. That's another benefit. That is one of the strongest benefits for a nurse that has a lot of bills. Husband's been laid off. Maybe a son or daughter who live in the home been laid off. You need to make that extra money. Now is the time to think about putting your application in, speaking with me, seeing what's out there, because again, we are in a pandemic and we do need so many nurses. And I think this is going to be our new normal. I hate to even mention that, but yes, they say in the summer months it might go away, but then here we come back to the fall. It's going to be bad again. So we are living in a new normal here in Oklahoma. Do we want to say that? Do we want to even wrap our brains around that? Not really, but we must be proactive. I must reach out to you as a nurse and say, unfortunately, we really need more travel contract nursing in Oklahoma. We need you on board, be it with Trinity or another agency. We want Trinity, of course, but at the end of the day, being good stewards of our country, our state, we have to reach out and say, this is something that is a pandemic. We need a travel nurse on board. I want to build a rapport with you. That's, to me, is most important. Just educating you. I want to educate those that don't know about travel nursing. And I understand from our Governor Stitt that he has allowed an RN that has not even took their nursing license to pick up work. So you as well, you haven't took your boards, might be intimidating because to go out on that floor, but this is another chance for you and it's hundreds of nurses that has not taken their boards that want to help. Well, now is your chance. You could reach out to me at trinityemployment.com with a resume, or you could call me at 918-622-2588. It's imperative that we, as an agency, do our due diligence and try to reach nurses for contract nursing Oklahoma to help the process, to ease so we don't run into another situation when all the hospitals, people are going to surge to the hospital and we don't have enough staff. That will in turn not help the nurses, make the nurses ill. So we're pleading, I say, with the HCPs to help us in this pandemic. And I'm here to help in any way I can to educate you, so you're not walking into something that's unknown to you as a travel contract nurse recruiter. I'm here to help. My name is Darcel Woods with Trinity Employment Specialists. Give me a call at 918-622-2588. I would like to discuss these opportunities with you. I would like to help you in any way that I can to explain all the do's and the don'ts, the fears, the happy place that you could be at, and everything else in between. I would like to discuss what you're going through yourself as an HCP working on a floor where you got to deal with patients with COVID-19. You need someone to talk to versus just balling all in. You guys are stressful. I want to be here to help. I want to be a voice that I could reach out to you at any time and try to help you understand this process. We don't have to be in fear, but we're more powerful with numbers. If we have the numbers, we could help each other. Iron sharpens iron. You're on the battlefield, I'm on this end, and we could help. Reach out to me at 918 622 2588.